So, guys, welcome back to another one. And yeah, you already read the title, you already seen the thumbnail, so let's get straight into it. And guys, you can already see it. This is not gonna be a PvP video. This is gonna be a ranking for the new collab characters as a free-to-play. So, guys, if you guys don't know me yet, I am fully free-to-play. I've never spent any money on the game, like real-life money, right? I have two accounts, one GP, one global, and both of them are fully free-to-play. So, I think honestly that I am like the go-to Grand Cross content creator for this, right? So we have three characters. Of course, we have Baru, Chahi, and Sungjin Woo. And my ranking is purely on how good they are for me and as a free-to-play. So this is kind of a guide. So if you are unlucky and still summoning on this banner and you go to 600 without getting any of them, and you have to choose what character you want, here's my input on that. So, first of all, number one of this collab, of course, Sungjin Woo. This character right here, he's incredibly good. Like, he is the reason why the humans are on, quote-unquote, on top right now. Because he just does so much. He's ridiculously good as a human character. And I think he's kind of the same case as Aloy Milim. Now, not in the damage area, but more in the area that he will be relevant for months to come. So, if you guys don't know, Aloy Milim was a menace to PvP. Everyone was using them and they are still using Aloy Milim after like 6 months. That is rare for a character to be useful after 6-7 months. That is so rare. And I honestly think Sungjin Woo has the capacity to be a relevant character for maybe up to a year because he is that good. So if you guys don't know what he does, of course this is his passive, applies Bloodlust on all enemies for 2 turns and applies Monarch's Domain on the hero for 3 turns at the start of the battle. Bloodlust, all stats minus 10%, damage taken plus 15%. Monarch's Domain inflicts damage equal to 8% of the hero's max HP on all enemies, increases human ally basic stats by 15%, and decreases their damage taken by another minus 30% at the start of the ally's turn. At the start of the battle, and for each enemy hit by the hero skills, the hero gains 3 levels. That is insane. He just literally levels up, and his maximum level, if I'm correct, not in PvP, but like in PvE content, is around like 200, right? He is insane. Like this character is just insane. He is literally limit breaking himself, and that's just so cool. And also, like I said, like he buffs up humans so much, it is just incredible to see. He is such a good human buffer. Also, his Holy Relic is just centered around humans. All stats of the hero increase by 5% for each human ally participating in the battle. When a human ally dies, all stats of the hero increase by another 10% for 3 turns, limit 3 times. Human allies' damage taken decreases by another 10% for each Bloodlust effect on the enemies. Yeah, he is just the best human buffer in the game at the moment. Like, he is actually that insane. And as a free-to-play player myself, I think he is a must summon. I think people will regret if they don't get Sungjin Woo right now, because he will be that relevant in the future. Like, maybe not next month, right? Imagine next month there's a banner and just imagine the giants are on top. Will never happen, by the way, but just imagine, right? A month after that, maybe a new human character releases and Sungjin Woo is relevant again because he just is such a good human character that every time that a human character releases, Sungjin Woo is immediately in the team because he's that good. Like, you can use him with what I personally think every single human in the game. So yeah, then that is Sungjin Woo. Sungjin Woo is like literally number 1 on top. Like, not even a question, he's that good. Then number 2, and you might hate me for this, but number 2 is Chahi. Chahi is incredible. Like, the amount of crits she does is crazy. She can do in Ingrid, by the way, because I almost always play Ingrid, but like even in geared, she's insane. She can hit in the millions of damage with a level 1. But even in ungeared, she can do like 2 million damage with a level 1 card. And that is almost unheard of. She's actually that crazy. But the kind of downside here is she's still really good for a human, but she isn't on the Sungjin Woo level of buffing your whole team. So what she does is, let me read it out for you guys. If all allies participating in the battle are humans, the hero gains a fragment of glory and debuff immunity. That is so huge against a fairy team nowadays. It is incredible. She's kind of a counter to the fairies at the moment. for 1 turn at the start of the battle. A Fragment of Glory, crit damage plus 60%, and that stacks 4 times. Like I said, she's like a crit demon. She's literally the crit queen in Grand Cross at the moment. When a human ally uses a single target attack during the ally's turn, the hero gains a Fragment of Glory. So she is, if you guys don't know it, if you're new here, she's kind of like Rudius. For the long-time players, you already know how Rudius works, but for the new players, if you don't know, every time you do a single target attack, they get these stacks on top of their head, right? When the stacks hit max, they nuke and they just win because of that nuke. Like, that nuke is a game changer. And she's just like that. She's like Rudius, but like an updated version of it. So she's pretty crazy. If the hero stacks the Fragment of Glory effect the maximum number of times, all instances of the effect are removed and the hero gains a Blade of Glory for 3 turns. Now, the Blade of Glory is this. Attack related stats plus 30%, damage dealt with a single target attack plus 100%. Stack that with like the amount of crit damage she does, she's insane. If the hero's HP is full, the hero evades enemies' all target attacks other than ultimate moves. The hero gains a Fragment of Glory upon evading an attack. She has literally dodge food built into her. She's actually crazy. But like I said, she is like a quote-unquote lone wolf, right? She doesn't really buff the team that much. She's just like centered around how much damage can I personally do. So that's the reason why she's on number 2. The reason why Sung Jin-woo again is on number 1 is just because he's a really good human buffer and he does just so much for humans. Now for number 3, you already seen it, and a lot of people may hate me for this, but this is like personally my opinion as a free-to-play player. Baru is on number 3. The whole reason why he's on number 3 is a couple of reasons, but the most important reason here is, first of all, he's an unknown character, but his skill changes when you use this. The hero is given an additional race, human, when participating in battle with a darkness attribute hero. So that is, of course, Sung Jin-woo. So first of all, if you want to play Baru correctly, you have to have Sung Jin-woo in your team. That is already a huge, massive downside if you are free to play. So now for the people saying, yeah, 1717, we have read it, but you can kind of counter this because Darkness Attribute heroes are not only Sung Jin-woo, they are also, if you filter it here, they're also Mali Ali, Queen Hal, Mael, DK, so you can maybe use him with them, right? Yeah, sure, but still he's an unknown character. His synergy with any other dark type characters is just not here. He's specifically made for Sung Jin-woo. Like literally his whole passive is around Sung Jin-woo. So yeah, that is like the huge downside if you're free to play. Imagine, like I said in the beginning, you do like a full rotation, didn't get anything, and you're just a massive fan of Baru. And like in the 600 pity, you choose Baru, and you have no one else. You can just barely use him. Because you have to have Sung Jin-woo in the team to make him, quote-unquote viable, right? So for the rest of his passive, increase the applicable allies' basic stats by 5% for each one participating in the battle. Now this is a huge... 5% is not that bad, but like I said, Sung Jin-woo just buffs up humans so much more. Applicable allies, like I said, Sung Jin-woo and unknown races. Like, he is built for Sung Jin-woo. The hero gains the hero gains the consume effect for 2 turns and taunts for 1 turn at the start of the battle. Consume attack related stats plus 20%. So to be fair, he is a massive tank. I cannot deny this. This guy is one of the better tanks in Grand Cross. Like, the amount of tanking he can do is incredible. It is just incredible. Even with this Holy Relic, the hero damage taken decreases by 40%. 40% for 2 turns whenever the hero reaches max HP. That's just insane. Like, it is. It is. I'm not denying it. So taunts enemies for 1 turn if the hero uses 2 single target attack skills. So this is also a massive flaw in my personal opinion. If the hero means Baru. So if you want him to taunt, you have to do double single target attacks. Now, if you just do that, you cannot attack with like Sung Jin-woo or with Cha-hee, right? You have to focus mainly on Baru to get the taunt going. So that is, in my personal opinion, also a massive flaw. where if the hero's HP falls below 1 during the enemy's turn while a consume effect is active, limit once per turn, the hero recovers HP equal to 40% of the max HP and gains 30% attack-related stats and 80% crit damage, one effect each up to maximum of 2 for 3 turns. That is huge, but if you go against a Sung Jin-woo, this does literally not matter. Because Sung Jin-woo has an after effect damage, Lancelot has an after effect damage, Thor has one, because when you do it once and your attack is over, they get an aftershock, they get more damage, and this just doesn't matter that much anymore. If you go against, not Percival, Lancelot, if you go against Lancelot, Sung Jin-woo, or Thor. So it is fun, but it is easily countered by one of those 3 characters. And believe me, a lot of people are running one of those 3 characters at the bare minimum nowadays. The hero gains the absorb ability effect when consume is removed, or if the hero has consume at the start of the ally's turn. Absorb ability all stats plus 7%, damage dealt with a single target attack plus 35. That's huge because he has like 2 single target attack skills. The hero recovers HP equal to 50% of max HP against the absorb ability effect when the hero defeats an enemy. That's also pretty huge. He's kind of like alpha in that sense because if we go to collab characters, where is alpha? Do I have alpha on this account? Because this is global, by the way. Like I'm doing this because I can read the passives instead of GP. Where's alpha? So alpha's here, right? When alpha, if I'm correct, defeats a character, she heals everything back up. Yeah, something like that. That's kind of like alpha. So that's pretty huge. But like I said, like he is just made for Sung Jin-woo. And that is, in my personal opinion, a massive flaw. Because a lot of free-to-play players are that unlucky in Grand Cross that they just barely get one character. And they don't get like the second or third character in a collab, right? I was really lucky with the summons. Just abnormally lucky because we even got some copies going. So that is pretty huge. But for a lot of players out there, they don't have that luxury, right? They don't have that. So that is the reason why Bear is like at the bottom. Like, don't get me wrong. This character is still like massively good compared to other unknown characters. Like if we go to unknowns, right? This is my unknown box just for GP. Let me say that. Just for global, just let me say that. On GP, I have a lot more. But if you compare Baru to LR Millum is still better. But that's LR Millum. But if you compare Baru to like Vitoria, Baru's better. If you compare it to Tyr, Baru's better. If you compare him to, let's say, Thor, he's better. If you compare him to Subnak, he's better. If you compare him to Queen Hell, I think Queen Hell just barely takes it up. I think Queen Hell is a little bit better, but those are just rare instances. I still think he's better than like 99% of like unknowns, right? I still think that. But for a collab character, for like this collab right here, he's the bottom. Sung Jin-woo is like the top tier. Like you really, really want Sung Jin-woo because like I said, I just think you will regret it if you don't. And Chahi is kind of in the middle. Like if you get her, it's nice because she can do a lot. If you don't get her, it is what it is. If you mainly want to focus Sung Jin-woo and Baru, that's also a really good option. Just imagine you get like Sung Jin-woo first, you can get Baru like at the 600 pity. That's also a really good combo. Like don't get me wrong, this combo is still insane, and the video of that will be, I think, released tomorrow or like in a couple of hours. But like yeah, then he's insane, but he just needs Sung Jin-woo. If he doesn't, he's not that good. So as a free-to-play perspective, kind of a recap, Sung Jin-woo number 1 because of all that he does for the human team. Chahi number 2 just because she is kind of a lone wolf. She can do good in a lot of teams. And Baru kind of that last just because you have to use Sung Jin-woo if you want to maximize everything he does. So yeah, that's going to be the rankings for me personally as a free-to-play player. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of this ranking, because I know for a fact Baru has a lot of fanboys. Fanboys, not fanboys, by the way. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. But yeah, just in my personal opinion, he has a massive flaw for a free-to-play perspective, just because he is made for Sung Jin-woo. If you don't have Sung Jin-woo, it's kind of a GG. Next. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys have an awesome rest today, and I will see you guys all in a couple of hours, because I will be trying to do either like a full-on collab team or either like a Barrow and Sonjin Wood combo team. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys have an awesome rest today. Let me know down in the comments below your thoughts, and yeah, bye bye.